Hey guys, so today we are at the power section of the Sunreef Catamarans at the Cannes Yacht Show 2024, because Sunreef builds sailing catamarans but also power catamarans. This one is the largest one on the show with a 100 feet, and already here you see the staggering width. It's a 13.5 meters. So this is amazing, and the hydraulic lifting platform has a capacity of 1,200 kilograms, so that's 1.2 tons. Can you imagine what size of tender you can put here? That's awesome, and it's a really big beach that just goes down into the water. But let's check out more of the boat. And I have to mention also, behind this coverage here, there's a huge tender garage for 2 jet skis basically, and a lot of water toys. It's actually having like a hydraulic hatch that opens here. You can just see that. But let's continue here onto the stairs. And then we're here at this aft platform section that is fixed. But what a surprise, you have 2 balconies that are opening on the sides, giving you also a lot of space along the hulls. Now let's go up and check out the rest. So I'm coming up those generous stairs, and look at how much space. Normally we go in there, but with this beautiful weather, I just want to show you the starboard side of the yacht. And then here another storage hatch for lots of storage. You can put the sea bobs, and as we all know, there's never enough storage on a yacht, so I think that's quite good. I think the only yachts where you have enough storage is actually catamarans of this concept. So here we have a side access, of course, and then we continue going forward, and look how beautiful this view is. Look at the sun, look at the clouds, how dramatic this is. It was a rainy night, cleared up all the air. This is what I love. Being early in the morning on the water like this, that's what I love in my job. And also being in beautiful spaces like this. I mean, the amount of space you have here is just mind-blowing. It feels like on a 60-meter yacht or something like this. On a 50-meter yacht maybe, okay, I might be exaggerating a bit, please forgive me, but I mean, it really is impressive the amount of space you have here. And then this one is the crew access on both sides. You basically have a hatch in the floor, and then that has a very large and generous crew area, which I think is also nice for the crew, because they have really their separate areas. They have very nice, good cabins down here. So that's where they go. Let's close that. And I mean, look here, the amount of space you have really is a lot. So you have storage down here, you have those lounges, and of course it's important to mention that every Sunreef is built to the owner specification. So every detail is really individual and custom made to the specification of the owner. Here you have the access to the owner's cabin, but we will see that in a minute. So let's go to the aft and check out the rest of the yacht. So here, let's check out the aft section of the yacht, which is of course generous as everything on this huge catamaran. Very important to mention is of course this dayhead, which I think is quite a good idea, and it's actually very spacious, has some storage behind me, and of course all the details of the rest of the interior of the yacht. But imagine you're coming soaked with salt water out of the water, and then it's very convenient to not have to go through the yacht fully wet, but you just go into this wet dayhead basically. And then over here you have a very generous aft section with an exterior dining area. These backrests can fall down, and then also you have a huge well, semi-sunbathing area, but it's basically a huge lying area, so you can chill and you're protected from the sun. As on all the Sunreefs, I think this is quite a clever solution. You have these covers that are integrated into the roof, and you can just roll them down, and then you protect this area from the wind or the rain or wherever the weather conditions you're sailing, and when not needed anymore, you can just stow it up there. There's some more storage, of course, exterior plugs, so you can also power any device, and then obviously you have a lot of storage down here. Now, layout wise, you have on both sides, you have access to the hulls, and then here would be normally the bigger crew cabin, but this owner decided to have a 6th guest cabin, which then is basically built out in the standard of the rest of the yacht, but of course can be also in a double use. And then here on the starboard hull you have the access down to the galley, where we go in a minute. And then you could also have a larger galley setup, but this owner decided again to have a smaller galley and another crew cabin. Over here we have the wet bar, which of course is equipped with an ice maker and a fridge. The sink with the faucet that you can lift up. And then I would say now it's time to go into the saloon and check out the interior. So now entering in the saloon, you realize how big and generous it is. And of course, this is really up to the owner, how you equip this with what kind of furnitures. It's just a really generous space that you can play with and equip it with and put the interior as you like. So here we have a nice arrangement of a game table. And I think we should put a link actually to the Eco Power 60, which is with the battery pack and the solar panels and the electric engines, but it has a very different interior. This is more of a kind of French Riviera country style home with the light and the cream and the blue contrasting interior. It's really very nice, but this other boat also looks very, very nice, but it's a very young, modern and dark design. So I think you should quickly check it out as a comparison. We put an image, a link here, so you can also jump to that walkthrough video. But let's continue here with this interior, which has a bar over here with backlit stone. Very nice, very cozy atmosphere, and at the same time very bright, so it's very pleasing on the eye. Everything is very well arranged with the bar glass here over. Then you have a fridge, some wine cooler, of course. This is the place where you get the nice drinks. And then we have the access on both sides to the 4 guest cabins. So here you have 2 guest cabins, and then over there also another 2 guest cabins. Massive TV, of course, and then access to the master suite, which is massive because it's basically full beam. You just have the side decks, and then you have the full master cabin here. And this is really like on a 40-50 meter yacht, nothing to be shy of there. Just one thing, you have this, this is not a walk-in wardrobe because you have the stairs coming back here, but you have the full front, so this is like an integrated wardrobe like you have at home. It has, of course, a lot of space. And then you have also these drawers down here. So, and one special thing is also that there's an integrated helm station here, which this owner decided not to go for the option where you have the enclosed helm station, which would close the master cabin basically here, and then you would have a separate access, and you would have an enclosed helm station down here. And with this layout, of course, it gives you all this generosity. TV comes up here, and of course lots of natural light. Here you have your access to basically your private front terrace in case you just want to use it alone. But then also here you go through this door into the ensuite bathroom, which again is massive. Look at the amount of space, the light coming in. Imagine being in a secluded bay, coming out the shower and doing your morning routine, watch over this beautiful scenery in a bay alone there. So everything is nicely detailed, and of course the shower is really generous. I can't even reach the ceiling. I'm 1.88 m, so this is like a massive 3 meters or something like that. So it's built for giants, and also the floor has a nice decline, so the water goes really nice away. So I think it's built and thought of everything. Beautiful blue tiles. I really like the decoration. It's very elegant. So just to give you a bit of orientation, we're looking forward, and now on the starboard hull we go down to the guest cabins, which you have 2 of them. A very nice detail is this huge window that allows a lot of natural light to flood into the staircase. Now we come down through the staircase, and immediately we have the access to the 2 spacious guest cabins. And this is really the VIP. You see how generous everything is and how beautifully this is flooded with light through this huge window with this opening porthole that allows, of course, also a fresh breeze. And if we show you the walk-in closet, then you see that this is also a nice use of space. And then of course we need to see the ensuite bathroom, which is also very generous, beautifully crafted, lots of storage also here, and then really nice design with this blue contrast with the tiles and these fronts, and of course generous shower. And then we can just walk through the other side where we have this other guest cabin, which doesn't have the walk-in closet, but otherwise is really not shy of the other one. Again, lots of natural light, nice bathroom, beautiful bed, and then you have lots of storage on this side, and everything is super well arranged. On the other side, on the port side hull, it's exactly the same, so it's a mirror design, so I would say we don't need to see that as well, but we're gonna check out the Flybridge now. So let's check out the Flybridge, which has a big surprise. If you walk up here, you see immediately that this one is not an open space Flybridge, but actually has an upper deck saloon. Now first let's look at the exterior. You have a massive sofa here with backrests that are folding down, so you can either sit here on the exterior dining table or you could have a sunbathing area. Now here we have the glass sliding doors that lead into this upper deck saloon, and this again is very generous. I mean, this is how you can use the space. Again, very individual. You could fit out completely different. This is up to the builder, the owner, but I think it's a very tasteful and cool interior that he chosen here. Of course, the big TV back here, I would probably change a bit for the view, but then of course you have that in the rest of the boat, so the rest of this saloon, and then you have this beautiful bar here with the nice detailing, and then around here you have a fully equipped bar with a wine cooler and fridge and everything. Nice little cozy table. And then lots of natural light coming in, two doors that lead to the front, and then here you have the main helm station, which you might ask, why the bloody hell is this at the outside? But then you realize that behind this is the typical practical Sunreef thinking. Well done engineering. You can close this if needed, and then you're fully protected, and you have an interior steering helm station. So, and of course that is fully equipped, and then here you have the stairs leading to this door to the front sunbathing, which is really nice, and then some little storage back here, and then you see how generous this upper deck is. Beautiful teak deck also, and then you have really good overview on the whole boat, so that really is a very good position up here. Now I want to check out the galley, so let's go down here, and then we enter this galley, which is very functional, has everything, and surprisingly a lot of space. It's actually really generous. You have here all the storage, and of course behind me there's lots of storage. You have everything you need, and then you have also the possibility to have some fresh air. And then in the standard, well, there's no standard layer, but then in the other layer behind me there would be another section for the galley, so you would really have double the space here. But in this way we have a crew cabin back here, because the owner wanted to maximize the space for the guest, as he has a 6th guest cabin. So this is the galley. Again, we're at the end of another video, and I hope I could give you a good impression of the space and the layout of this Sunreef 100. We have a staggering amount of 484 square meters of living space, and this you would need to compare to a much larger single hull motor yacht. And this is the strong point of the catamarans, because you have relatively short length of about 28 meters, which allows you to go also into all the mooring regulations and still enjoy being close to the nice beaches. And if you want to have more information, please contact me. My name is Cornelis Kistler. I'm the founder and CEO of breezeyachting.swiss. We speak yachting. Let's talk.